For those of you who have not seen or heard of Walrus, Walrus is a point-of-care prompting tool. It is available free of cost for all practices who have Polar installed and are using either Best Practice or Medical Director. The installation process for Walrus is relatively straightforward. We first log into Polar using our Polar login details. On the first page we arrive at, known as the landing page, we will see the Download Walrus installation link located in the top left section under the heading Walrus for BP and MD. To install, click on the link and follow the install prompts. You may find that the install file will be in the Download section of the browser. You can click on the downward arrow next to the address bar and you should then be able to click on the setup.exe file. Be aware that the Walrus installation process will also need to be repeated for each workstation where Walrus is required, but as you can see, the install process is very quick. Once you have installed Walrus, your current Polar login will give you access. There is a recorded video available in the Walrus Help section, found by clicking on the Walrus information link under the Walrus for BP and MD heading on the landing page. We are also happy to assist with this if required. Once Walrus is installed, you may like to utilize a feature where you can group your Polar users together under designated roles. These roles can then be customized so that Walrus provides only selected prompts to each of these groups. As Walrus uses the Polar login details, the first thing we need to do is create a Polar profile for each person who requires access. To do this, we can start from the landing page. In the top black banner, select My Site. We then select Users on the right-hand side. In the light grey banner, and then New User found in the same area. From here we complete the required fields. Take note of the Roles section. This is where we select the required role, such as Doctor, Nurse, Reception, Practice Manager, etc. for the user. It is best to provide an email address that the user can access, as this email address is where password reset emails can be sent if it is forgotten. We will also require a mobile number to be entered, as this will be used for the upcoming Polar two-factor authentication login that will be utilized from early next year. When you get to the password section, you can either generate a random password by simply selecting the blue Generate Password box, and the randomized password will appear in the password fields. If you would like to create a custom password, then enter the custom password into the Password and Confirm Password fields. You can tick the Show Password box if you wish to see the password in these fields. Finally, select the blue Create User box and your new user will be created and appear in your list of users. Once you have set up your users, we can set up the roles. To set up the roles, we select Roles from the grey banner on the right-hand side next to the New User option. If you have lost your place here, go back to the landing page by clicking on the Polar icon in the top left corner. Select My Site. In the top black banner, select Users, and you should now be able to select the Roles heading. On the left-hand side of the page, the roles will be listed. We select the required role, and the features available for this role will be grouped under 3 tabs. The Reports tab will allow you to select which Polar reports to make available to users with this role. The Walrus Sections tab allows you to select which of the 7 icons you would like to have available and displayed for the role, and the Walrus Notifications tab lets you choose which notifications or prompts you would like Walrus to display for this role when an icon is selected. Repeat the process for each role. Features can be ticked and unticked at any time depending on the requirements for each of the roles. Now that Walrus is installed and our users are set up, we can look at Walrus. If a user has all the Walrus features available to them through their role, they will currently see 7 default icons. The icons from left to right are a piggy bank for MBS item eligibility, for patient MBS eligibility items such as GPMPs, TCAs, care plans, and health assessments. An ambulance for risk clinical, for items such as blood pressure recording required, heart risk, HbA1c, and waist recording. A medal for PIP-QI, prompting for missing data or tests for patients who fall under PIP-QI measures. A clipboard for data quality, for missing clinical and demographic information. A clock for patient timeline, displaying diagnosis, activities, prescriptions, and care planning information in either a detailed view or a summary view. A person for patient summary, for an overview of allergies, diagnosis, immunizations, and medications. A graph for clinical graphs, to track results over time. The user can choose to add or remove icons that have been made available to them as per their role, along with which Polar reports they would like to be able to select by logging into Polar, selecting My Profile from the top black banner, and then using the Reports tab to select which reports they would like to see, Walrus sections to select which Walrus icons they would like to see in Walrus, and Walrus notifications to select which notifications they would like to see when clicking on an icon. To use Walrus, we must ensure that it is open along with your clinical information system, being MD or best practice. We open the patient's file in MD or best practice, and you will see the patient opening in Walrus almost simultaneously. With a quick check, we can see that the patient name and date of birth matches, so both systems are displaying information for the correct patient. Looking at our Walrus icons, we can see that the clipboard icon for data quality has a red triangle. Clicking on the icon will show the list of notifications, each with a color at the beginning of the heading. From the list, we can see that the allergy reaction is red, and therefore this notification requires urgent attention. Clicking on the orange Open button to the right of this notification navigates you to the correct section of MD or BP so that you can now investigate this missing information and make an entry into the patient's file. Be aware that once you have made this entry, it can take up to 24 hours for the update to be reflected in Walrus. A new update for Walrus now includes notifications for the LIFE program run by Diabetes Victoria. The prompts for the 3 risk criteria will be displayed under the ambulance icon for risk clinical. To the right of the LIFE risk criteria notification, you'll see 3 boxes, being referral, URL, and pathology. The referral box will open the referral section of MD or BP. The URL box will open your internet browser onto the LIFE program webpage for health professionals, and the pathology box will open the pathology request section of MD or BP. If you need any help, assistance, or further training with Walrus or Polar, please send us an email at digitalhealth@emphn.org.au, and we will happily assist.